Veronica.
You are more than welcome.
All right, well, let's get the party started and welcome to our webinar to learn about what to do when insurance shows up on the guest list. So when you or your clients are required to BYOI, bring your own insurance to each wedding, the Wedding Protector Plan makes it simple for event professionals, venues, vendors, and your clients. We're so excited you're joining us today as we help you hopefully navigate the often confusing insurance requirements. And a big thank you again to Veronica, the ABC community, for this opportunity. I'm Megan Phillips. I'm the program leader for the Wedding Protector Plan. I'm also a former wedding planner, and with over 16 years in the wedding industry, I have seen a thing or two go off timeline, as I'm sure you all have too. I hope that I bring a unique perspective, as I've been on both sides of weddings, as a planner and also as a wedding insurance specialist. I think it's always great to put a name to the face, so if you ever need to contact us, you'll know who you're chatting with. With that said, let's kick off a quick hello from the team. Regina, if you would like to say hi and a little bit about your insurance background.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Regina Burnett, and I've been with the Wedding Insurance Group for going on 8 years now. And I did commercial and personal lines prior. As Megan said, wedding insurance is so important, especially in this day and age with costs going up so much. And I've seen how our program has not only helped our clients, but it's also helped vendors. Because when there is a covered cancellation, vendors aren't having to refund money. And so it's helping their small business as well. So thank you for joining us. And this would be a value added extra for your client and help your business.
Thank you. Donna?
Hi, I am Donna Date Smith, and I am looking forward to speaking with you all today. We're really excited that you are joining us. I come with about 18 years of insurance, the last 6 years with the Wedding Protector Plan. And I echo what Regina has said in that I've seen both from the client's perspective and planners or vendors or venues how wedding insurance can save the day. So hopefully you'll learn how we might be of assistance to you today. And thanks for joining.
Nina? Gina, you there? If not, Christy, you want to say hi?
I did get unmuted. Oh, it looks like Christy did as well. I don't know if it was our settings or not. I kept getting put back on mute, but thank you for the patience there. I'm Gina Doyle. I've been in the insurance industry for about 23 years and have worked with Megan and Donna and Regina. I would say my capacity is just to come alongside them and be a cheerleader for all the great things that they do for their clients. So happy to be here.
Thanks, Gina. And Christy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christy Emschweiler. I've been in the insurance industry for about 13 years now. I've been working alongside Megan, Regina, and Donna for many of those years and have specialized in our special events and vendors insurance program for 12 plus years. So happy and excited to speak with you all today.
Thank you. And as you could see, we are all very in touch with the insurance industry as the special event and wedding industry. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Veronica is going to be monitoring the chat and letting us know of any questions. All right. So though you might not want to think about it, disasters and unexpected problems can strike leading up to and on your client's wedding day. From sudden cancellation to damaged wedding dresses, wedding insurance can help protect your clients against the unforeseen, while also giving you peace of mind as a planner. Now that the average wedding is nearly $33,000, insurance is needed more than ever to protect that financial investment. Today, we're going to chat about.
Excuse me, I'm getting feedback. I don't know if somebody's unmuted but there's feedback like in the background.
Oh yeah, if everyone maybe can go on mute, that would be helpful. Sounds like it's resolved. All right, so we'll go ahead and chat about wedding insurance today, what could possibly go wrong, other insurance solutions that we have available, and how best you can assist your clients. Our goal today is to give you and your clients a resource to insurance, no matter what type is needed or being requested. You don't have to worry about being an insurance agent. That's what we're here for. We just hope to give you the knowledge of who to contact when you or your client need insurance solutions. The Wedding Protector Plan is offered through Travelers, and we have a strong 17-year history of providing special event insurance to couples, protecting them from unforeseen mishaps. A policy can cover your client's entire event from the rehearsal to the last dance and even that post-wedding brunch the day after. This is a great policy for luxury weddings and private events that have large budgets. And Regina's going to walk us through some of the top paid claims of last year.
Absolutely. So the other wonderful thing about our program is we have a claims department specifically for wedding and events. And so they are fabulous, and claims are handled very promptly. And every year, Travelers does a top paid claims for the year so that we can kind of see what type of exposure is out there, and just to let you know how the policy has responded. So they revealed that in 2023, vendor-related issues were the most of the half of the paid claims at 45%. So that could be things as vendors not filling their obligations, the venue closed, or vendors didn't show. The other types of claims that helped families avoid costly disruptions were property damage. So to, any items rented, whether it's tablecloths and linens and china and things like that, our property damage can handle. Also illness or injury. So this part of the policy can cover bodily injury, and it can cause sudden illness or injury, nothing COVID, of course, to either the bride, the groom, or the immediate family. If there's an accident or injury that would postpone. Severe weather, we're here in Tampa, Florida, but there's severe weather no matter what state you're in, whether it's blizzards or tornadoes. Even we have coverage for earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, if you can believe it. But 12% of the claims that were paid came out of severe weather. We also have some claims that were paid for our military men and women that were unexpectedly called to duty, and they had to postpone and cancel their wedding as well. And 5%, we had things such as wedding dresses where a bridal shop closed, or there was a fire, or the dress never arrived, as well as wedding rings at the day of the event if they were lost. So these are just a few claim instances from 2023. And it's just wonderful to see how our policy helped all of those families with their financial exposure at that time. Okay, so besides weddings, we also do certain private events, things like bar and bat mitzvahs, birthday parties, anniversary parties, quinceañeras are very big. We do wedding showers, baby showers, engagement parties. So we also handle those types of events where they are having financial exposure, renting a venue, and vendors like yourselves, as well as liability if it's needed from the venue. So please think of us if you do have other clients that aren't wedding, but they're doing another type of event that we'd be happy to help them with as well.
Oh, okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what else could go wrong. Even the best event planner in the world cannot control the uncontrollables, like Mother Nature, accidents, or just plain old life getting in the way. Donna will help break
Okay.
down different scenarios, right? Pre-planning, the day of, and after the events.
So I'm sure as wedding planners, you all have stories. Some planners I've spoken to, when you ask that question, everybody has an example of where something did not go to plan. Some examples that we have in terms of the coverage from the policy. There's cancellation postponement, which is the whole event is off, like a Mother Nature kind of scenario. Severe weather, Hurricane Ian, we had thousands of weddings affected in many states from that one storm. We also are seeing an uptick in wildfire claims in California. So if it's a destination wedding, it may not be something you're used to thinking about, but it could be some other form of weather than hurricane that might be affecting the plan. And you can issue these policies well in advance when they first start signing contracts to protect the money that they're plunking down left and right for different vendors in the venue. Lost deposits, just one particular vendor, the whole wedding isn't off, but a bride called the cake baker, for example, the week of the wedding to ask about the cake, and the bakery had gone out of business. Sudden illness, mother of the bride's appendix ruptured, and before the wedding, day before the wedding, she had to be hospitalized, and the wedding had to be then postponed. Photos, the photographer, the memory card malfunctioned. So all of the reception photos or family photos were lost. There's coverage to reconvene and take those special photos again, if there's a cost to incurred because you have to do that. Additional expense, that one's a little different. Power went out. In this example, the day of the wedding, and they had to purchase or rent a generator, and that helped them to avoid having to cancel the entire event. So the right policy can reimburse for the cost of that generator. So the wedding did not have to be canceled, and the cost was covered by the insurance. Liability property damage is something that we see more of in liability than someone getting injured at an event. It's something happening to rented property on the premises, or even like the DJ speakers, if water got spilled on them. A tent caught fire due to a guest smoking a cigar is an example, another crazy example of that. So all of those things could go wrong before and even after the event has taken place. You might not know that there's a claim until the client contacts you that the photographer hasn't provided their books, that they purchased, 20 books for the family and they're not responding. And so that is something that could be reimbursed by the wedding insurance policy. Moving on to our next slide. The best time to purchase is as soon as people start spending money on the event. So up to 2 years in advance, you can purchase the insurance. How much do they need? What is the event costing? There's various limits, and that is how the amount is determined. So we don't have every number. Like if they're have a $20,000 wedding, we have 15,000 and 25,000. So they would choose between those two limits, and probably the 25,000, since the difference between those two is like $50. A big question, number 3, does it cover if they change their mind? There's no change of heart coverage. So the decision not to proceed with an event is how it's worded in the policy, and that is not covered. That's an exclusion. Is liability available? Yes, it is. Some venues have really specific requirements, and if it's not something we can help with, we can possibly provide a different resource if our traveler's policy doesn't have the exact coverage you're looking for, but we can help.
Thank you, Donna. Okay, so talking about liability insurance, you're probably seeing this more and more. It's becoming the norm. When your clients are renting a venue, they have a laundry list of requirements that the client must provide. And then probably all the vendors also have to bring in their own insurance too. So Gina and Christy are going to talk about venue liability and vendor liability. Maybe.
Megan, I think Gina's having issues with getting
Okay.
unmuted again. I don't know if there is the organizer that can assist with getting Gina unmuted.
Veronica, if that's something you
Thank
can
you.
help with.
I got
Thank
it.
you.
Yep, I got
Okay.
an alert to
Thank you.
unmute. So thank you for that. Yes, that's great. Sorry, I missed the introduction a little bit, Megan, because I was having the, oh no, I can't get unmuted. But just an example of even the best laid out plans can be interrupted by something unexpected. So yes, I appreciate the background that you provided on event cancellation coverage or interruption coverage or something bad happening where the wedding can't take place. And that's so important. The liability insurance program is a little bit different in that all of us probably are aware of a scenario where a venue, as Megan had said, requires liability protection in order to rent the venue. And that's usually I would say, our entry into introducing, as a wedding planner, introducing the insurance concept to your clients. Because through the wedding protector plan that we're talking about today, not only can the bride and groom or your client get the liability coverage that they need to satisfy the venue requirements, but they can also secure the event cancellation coverage, which is so very important, as Donna and Regina and Megan have outlined today. And from your perspective, helps ensure that you are compensated in the event that the event is canceled as one of their vendors. So we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about liability coverage, and just to kind of set the stage, we want liability protection is a little bit different. That liability protection comes into play when there's a claim against the bride and groom or the bride and groom's parents or the venue where the event took place, resulting from alleged negligence. So maybe it is a slip and fall at the venue, right? Where somebody spilled their drink on the floor and we didn't clean it up in time. And then there was an injury, and depending on what type of injury, maybe the medical expenses are too much for the guest to take on. So they're looking for compensation. And a lot of times what happens is they go to the venue and they say, hey, I fell at your venue. Well, with that contract that your clients sign with the venue, a lot of times it transfers that responsibility back to the bride and groom or the couple who rented the facility. So that is why a venue asks often for liability protection. And that's why, in my opinion, even if the venue doesn't require it, the couples and your clients should be considering that coverage. So the liability product that we have available, and as Donna alluded to, we have different solutions. There may be a solution, but it's all a one-stop shop, right? So the solution may be provided through one or another of our carrier partners, but the message is that you can work with Megan, Regina, and Donna and your clients can secure the coverage that they need, not only to protect their financial investments, but also to meet the requirements of the venue. So the policies that we have in place are designed to do exactly that. They also include liquor liability coverage. So any of your events that you're planning where there's alcohol involved, we strongly recommend that the bride and groom secure liquor liability coverage. And that is even if the venue doesn't require it. There may be some other ways to transfer that exposure, but the liquor liability coverage is a good solution for that. And then the program that we're talking about today also has products available for those vendors. So maybe the DJ or the photographer does not have coverage, and the venue says that not only does the bride and groom have to have liability protection, but all of your vendors have to have liability coverage as well. The products that are available through this kind of one-stop shop working with Wedding Protector is available for the vendors as well.
Thank you.
So there is a question in the chat, Megan.
Oh, yeah.
I just
can't
saw
see
it
it.
pop up. Yep. Okay. Do we want to, Veronica, do you want to read that to us, or we want to have the person come off mute?
Yep, I sure can. So there were a couple. Do these insurance policies cover home tented weddings?
They can, yes. So there's really like two buckets of insurance, right? So you have your event cancellation coverage, which is covering the financial piece. And then you have the liability. So I'm assuming the question is really stemming around liability insurance. If somebody gets hurt at this home event, right? And then the homeowner gets sued. Yes, that's where liability is definitely needed specifically for this situation. I know from a traveler's standpoint, the liability that comes with that option, it's more of like an excess policy. So we would be like a secondary option. Gina and Christy, I don't know if you could shed some light on the other options for liability and how that could help too.
Yeah. So, Christy, are you having trouble coming off of mute? There you
There
go.
we go. So for events held at private residences, we do have an insurance product through our special event insurance program. It would all come down to what the claim scenario would be, but the policy would be designed to respond to any type of claims or allegations that would happen during the event itself.
I think that's really important to highlight. It's while the event is taking place, right? So if I know from the traveler standpoint, when somebody leaves the event, that's not the event, right? We're only specifically looking to cover the event location while the event is taking place.
And I see another question there from Jean Rivers.
Yep. Are you referring to COIs? And is that something you offer to planners and clients?
I think
Yes.
I asked that before you finished speaking. So you kind of answered my question while you were speaking.
Okay.
That's a
very
great
good.
question, though, in case
It is.
anybody else was
Sure.
Yeah.
asking. Yes, this is all about proof of insurance, and COIs or certificates of insurance are very, very commonly asked. And that is something that we can provide.
Awesome. There is one more question. They asked about destination weddings. So do you cover
Great.
those in any way?
Yes.
Veronica, your members are amazing. We're going to get into that next.
Yes.
So awesome.
All
Because
right.
look what the next slide is.
Oh, all right.
Fantastic. That was perfect timing. So
Okay.
wouldn't it be nice if we were all sitting on this gorgeous island right now?
Yes.
Yes. Well, we're so fortunate for ABC's relationships with all of its travel partners and the programs in place for its members. So yes, we do have coverage for destination weddings and different insurance solutions beyond that. We'd love to help with it.
Awesome.
So we all know that hurricane season is starting to heat up down there in the tropics. Unfortunately, there's also wildfire season too. So when I think of destination weddings, my mind automatically thinks to the Caribbean and Mexico, but destination weddings, as you know, could mean anywhere that the couple doesn't live. But if your clients are getting married in any of these listed territories or countries, a wedding insurance policy could definitely be a great benefit to them. I'm sure a lot of us remember the recently damaged over-the-water chapel in Sandals, Montego Bay that disrupted a lot of the future weddings scheduled there when the chapel went out for commission to be rebuilt. Wedding insurance could help with that type of situation. And then not too long ago, I saw that a member had recently asked about her clients flying with a wedding dress and how best to go about that. Could you imagine if that dress was damaged or lost in transit? Because it has happened, unfortunately, but wedding insurance could help with that situation too. We love destination weddings. I'm sure you guys do too, but you know, they do take a little more logistical work. And having wedding insurance could at least provide some peace of mind as you're taking on that extra planning of a destination wedding.
Megan, we have just a couple of questions on destination
Awesome.
weddings, so it's a good time, I think,
Yes.
to drop them in, not to take over, Veronica,
No,
but I
please do.
figured out
No.
how to pull them up here. So the first question is that with the wedding destination insurance coverage, does that include, I know it includes the event cancellation, but does it also include the travel that the couple was planning to take? So is that all included in the claim?
That's a great question. Yes, it can be included. So for the situation, it would be more of if the wedding was completely canceled. So say your client's getting married in St. Lucia and a hurricane unfortunately comes through the weekend of the wedding, everything's canceled. As long as they've insured the total cost of the wedding, including their travel, that is something that we would be including in that event cancellation coverage.
Great. And then would the policy, and I think I know the answer based on your last response, but I think we should ask it anyway. Does the policy cover the initial deposit in the room contracts?
So room contracts are a little bit tricky. They have to be in the name of the insured. And it's not necessarily designed for, say, like a guest did not attend or could not attend, couldn't make it. It's more of, let's go back to the event is totally canceled for a covered reason. And everything is in the name of the insured. The insured is responsible for that payment. It's in their name. They have purchased enough coverage for that type of situation. And that would be event cancellation.
Okay, so it sounds like to me that if it's in the bride and groom's name or the person who bought the policy and it was included in the total amount of the wedding, it could be considered under the policy, and that maybe for anyone else, other guests that are coming, or the next question is, what about the wedding planner? They may want to look into individual travel insurance. Is that right?
That
Which
is correct.
Also another great transition.
Yes.
This group is awesome.
I love it. Making it easy. So in addition to the wedding insurance that's provided with wedding insurance, we have solutions for travel insurance. So it's a completely separate policy, but we are using this mainly for couples who want honeymoon travel insurance. So the travel protection is coverage that can help protect them from losses and unexpected events that can occur when they're traveling to their honeymoon or while they're on their honeymoon. So trip cancellation, medical expense, trip delay, those are types of the benefits under a separate travel policy. And I think this is also a great solution for guests or wedding planners that are traveling to attend destination weddings. So this is definitely a great benefit and add-on to wedding insurance, because as we know, policies, they have their own language and exclusions. So having different types of policies for different types of situations would be a great benefit.
Awesome. Megan, you're not seeing the feedback, so I have to share this because
Yeah.
it's so kind. It says, bless you for making this easy for destination weddings. So
Oh, thank you.
we do have one other question. Does the trip insurance need to be purchased within 14 days of the trip deposit?
It's not required to be purchased within that time frame. It's recommended. But no, it's not a requirement.
And is it recommended because let's say that you plan it and then you're, 3 weeks out and oh, it is hurricane season and there is something brewing and then it's hard to
Right.
add at that point?
Correct. So
That's why it's
that's a
recommended.
really
Okay.
great point for travel insurance in addition to wedding insurance. So with all insurance, you want to buy it as soon as possible before anything has a chance to happen. If you wait, the risk of something happening gets greater. We see this every year, and unfortunately, it hurts because we have brides and grooms calling a week out saying, there's a hurricane heading our way, I need insurance. Unfortunately, at that point, it's too late. So with the Wedding Protector Plan wedding insurance, you want to buy that one at least 2 weeks in advance, at least 14 days out. But you can buy it up to 2 years in advance. So as soon as your couples are putting down a deposit, that's when we recommend to buy wedding insurance. Same thing with travel. As soon as they're putting deposits down, go ahead and protect those financial investments.
Okay. A question is it cancel for any reason coverage? The trip
So
cancellation.
with the trip cancellation, there is an option to add cancel for any reason. We do offer this with a partner through Travel Insured International. You don't have to get into the weeds with knowing all of the nitty gritty on that, but they have what's called the Worldwide Trip Protector. This information's all on our website, so if you're ever perusing and want to reference it back later, that particular plan has a little radio button that you can open up to purchase cancel for any reason. It's got a bunch of information on there, tells you exactly what's covered, what's not, but it is an option that's available.
Thank you. Another question. Are commissions to travel agents protected under that trip cancellation coverage? And that might be one that we have to look into, but.
Yeah, so commissions in general are for licensed insurance agents. So that's something we probably have to look into. If you're a licensed insurance agent, we could definitely research that more in detail. But this is more of be a resource for your client. You don't have to know the ins and outs of all the insurance options available. We just want you to know, hey, there's a one resource option, a one company that can provide a whole host of insurance options. That's all we're hoping to get from you guys today.
Yeah. And I apologize. What about for the travel agent's commission that they may get for booking the room? So not the insurance agent, the travel agent. Yeah.
Definitely would probably to look more into that, but my
Okay.
first inkling is this is more protecting the clients. If the travel piece or the travel policy is purchased by the wedding planner, we could definitely take a look further into details about commissions.
Okay. Perfect. We can maybe follow up with the individual who asked that question
Sure.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's it on questions right now.
All right. Okay, so jewelry insurance. Brides Magazine said 2024 is the year of the proposal, and there's predicted to be 2.5 million proposals this year, which is also a great sign because I think 2024 has just been a little wonky year in the wedding industry. So we're all hoping for a great, strong 2025 and beyond. Suggesting that your clients get that new sparkle insured is always a good idea. And we have a solution for that too. So whether it's an engagement ring or a cherished grandmother's heirloom necklace, your clients can purchase a special jewelry policy that is separate from wedding insurance, and that can be offered through Travelers. Again, we have all this information on our website, but there's also a phone number there too if you want to jot that down. If you're not familiar with jewelry insurance, it's separate than wedding insurance or a typical homeowner's insurance policy. because homeowners insurance may not cover enough value for that special item. And wedding insurance, it does provide some coverage for lost rings, say on like the wedding day. You'll want to be sure that your clients have an actual annual separate policy for their jewelry insurance. All right. So we know that you love your clients and you only want the best for them, but we also realize you're running a business and you have bills to pay. And sometimes things happen that are beyond anyone's control. If an unfortunate situation does occur and one of your clients' weddings is canceled, the question that we have for you is, are you prepared to give back your contracted payments to your clients or potentially lose money by moving the event to another date? So in this situation, if your clients had wedding insurance and the wedding was canceled for a covered reason, you now keep your contracted payments and the client instead files a claim with their insurance policy. So it's a unfortunate situation that the wedding was canceled, but we're trying to make everybody financially whole. And how to do that? So we hope that you educate your clients by discussing the importance of having wedding insurance, how it could bring peace of mind during their planning process and on their wedding day, and where they can purchase it. You don't have to answer questions about the coverage. And in fact, that we prefer that you leave all of those questions to us as a licensed insurance agent. But we'd be happy to send you brochures that you can give out to your clients. You can let us know by even drop your email address in the chat and we can follow up with you to get your mailing address, or we can follow up after the webinar too, if you'd like to get brochures. And then another big suggestion that has worked really well for me personally as a planner is adding a section to your contract about wedding insurance. So we recommend to pass the responsibility back to your client and consider updating your contract with your attorney to include some blurb about wedding insurance. So in my contract, I had a section that said, I recommend wedding insurance. We've had a conversation with the clients about it and where to purchase it. Then they would initial it. If they chose not to purchase the coverage, that's fine. But at least I did my due diligence. I informed them, and now they know the risk of not protecting their financial investment. So if the unfortunate situation happens down the road, again, I've done my due diligence. And I think this is really important for any of the vendors that are involved with month of planning coordination, because you're coming into this wedding with a lot of pieces that have already been planned that were maybe not your decision or not your choice. So having wedding insurance kind of, again, provides that peace of mind with things that have already been in play. Okay, so as we wrap up, like I kind of said, we want to be a resource to you and your clients for all types of insurance. We hope that you think of the Wedding Protector Plan, and I know we've gone over a lot of information today, and we certainly don't expect you to remember all the different types of insurance that we discussed, but hopefully we've made it a little bit easier to navigate and having a single resource to provide to you guys as an option to go to.
Good. Megan, there was one final question in the chat, and then lots of folks who are sending their contact information,
Great.
but it is there one insurance policy that covers everything? This is like my dream.
I know,
One
right?
insurance policy that covers absolutely everything. I don't have to buy homeowners plus auto or
Right.
and property. It can just all be included under one. But
Yeah.
you
Well,
want to take that one or?
sure. Short answer is no. Like Gina said, it would be great if it is. And we do realize there are other wedding insurance providers out there. Each company provides a little bit something different. So if our policy is not a great fit for your client, that's okay. At least your client is getting wedding insurance somewhere. So again, it's kind of hard to get into the nitty-gritty with each company if you don't really understand a whole lot about it, insurance, but there are certain nuances and differences between each policy. And we do pride ourselves being connected with travelers. We think our policy is superior. We love it. We've had a lot of fun with it, and we have wonderful reviews on Wedding Wire. So if you're ever curious to see what people are saying about us, take a peek over there. And we feel very confident in our product.
Yep, very good. And our goal, as Megan said, is just to be able to be your resource for being able to secure, or for your clients to secure the coverage. And like she said, we might have more than one insurance carrier behind it, offering the solution, but it is the idea of kind of that one-stop shop, if you will.
Absolutely. So here's our contact information. Please send us an email, give us a call. We'd love to chat with you if you have questions or just want to say hi, and let us know. Thank you.
That was wonderful. I learned a lot. One of my things were the 45% of were vendor issues like that. I had to write that down. That's not good.
And it's
And
hard as
so,
a planner, right? Because you obviously work with a variety of vendor providers, and some are probably your favorites, some are probably not your favorites.
yeah,
But vendor related issues are consistently every year the top related claims. So if you just Google travelers claims, wedding insurance claims, and you look at 2022, 2021, it's always vendor related issues.
And if I can interject really quick, whenever
Mhm.
I speak to my clients about the wedding and so forth, you know, they're very excited and caught up in wedding and getting all of the vendors. And I remind them, you know, the vendors are people just like you. Things
right.
can happen in their lives that may disrupt your wedding day. You know, that you, unfortunately, we've had vendors that have passed away. We've had vendors hospitalized, you know, so I always remind them, you know, hopefully your day will be perfect, but please keep in mind these individuals, they have their own life, and certain things could happen in their life that may disrupt it. And I think that kind of really, they don't think about that at the time. You know, they feel like, oh, I signed the contract, I paid, he'll be there. Let's hope, let's hope. But, you know, just in case things happen.
That makes sense. Yeah, that was definitely eye-opening on a lot of different levels. So that's wonderful. Yeah, and everyone's saying great session, little hearts and everything. So I
Thank
definitely
you.
appreciate you guys coming out. And then we had some folks that had signed up but haven't attended. So we recorded this and you know, put it in an email to them too. We'll post on our website and on our YouTube channel so they can, you know, hopefully get this information, because I know we had a hard time for quite some time finding an insurance company really that would cover the wedding portion of a destination wedding. You know, everybody would cover the rooms and that's great, you know, with trip protection, but the wedding piece was always, you know, very difficult. So we definitely, you know, appreciate the opportunity, you know, to have this product for sure.
Thank you, Veronica. We love
Thank you.
ABC. Like you
Yes.
said, we've been longstanding members because of the wonderful quality of the members and just the education opportunities on so many different topics. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, we are definitely blessed to have you all for sure.
Great.
Thank you.
Hope everyone has a wonderful
you.
day.
And don't
Awesome.
hesitate to reach out to us.
You'll be hearing probably from everybody on this call very shortly.
Well, thank
problem.
you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We appreciate
you.
your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye. Awesome.